From recent reports, the Man United rebuild is well underway. In this video, we'll look at every position and name a player that has been linked who could join. Starting from the back, David De Gea is no closer to signing a new contract according to Sky Sports. If he was sold this summer, then who's the replacement? At the club now, we do have Dean Henderson, who's been on loan at Sheffield United this season, picking up their Young Player of the Season by getting 21 clean sheets in 46 games in the Championship. But whether he'd be able to do something similar in the Premier League is a different matter. Cillessen and Donnarumma are names being reported, but currently there's no strong names being linked. With that being said, De Gea staying doesn't look very likely, so for the purpose of this video, I'll be sticking with Dean Henderson. I think if we told him he can get a chance in the Premier League without going back on loan, he'd take that straight away. At left back, Sky Sports have said we have contacted Fulham about Ryan Sessegnon, which is interesting as it's not a priority position to recruit in. This signing would make sense as he's a young English player that is probably available as he wants to stay in the Premier League. But if he's looking for first team football, I'm not sure he'd get it. Player of the season Luke Shaw will be one of the first names on the team sheet next season, so I don't see much behind this report. However, as he's the only strong link to a left back we've had, he's the next player in the team. At centre back, let's start with a world class option. Ligt. This story is developing every day, with some reports saying we've offered a better deal than Barcelona in every aspect, and it's now down to Ligt to figure out where he wants to go, but then that we're being used for a better deal from Barcelona and we aren't interested. This is the biggest story right now and it's got all the fans talking. This transfer would be like no other and he'd walk straight into the squad and take the captain's armband. To pull this one off is a big ask and that's why we need another option. 20-year-old Ibrahima Konate from RB Leipzig has been linked to a couple of English clubs recently. Like Ligt, he fits what Ole is asking for, a young player who isn't yet at their peak. He's just had a fantastic season in the Bundesliga where he's statistically been one of the best defenders in the league. He finished 4th for the most aerial duels won by defenders and 3rd for the most interceptions by defenders too. A quick watch of him will show you that he loves to play the ball forward and long when he wins it back. Establishing himself as a quality defender with potential, he's my second centre back alongside De Ligt. Over to right back, there's only one man to look at. Wan-Bissaka. At the age of 21, being an English international and arguably the best fullback in the Premier League, he's the most perfect player Ole could ask for. There's a lot of news that we are in for him and all sorts of prices going around. Crystal Palace are going to want big money for him, but for somebody that's made the 2nd most interceptions and the 3rd most tackles, he's probably worth splashing the cash on. Without a doubt, he is the right back in this team and hopefully we'll hear something positive about him fairly soon. Into the midfield now, and I'll start with a defensive player in Thomas Partey. The talk about him has emerged after his agent revealed about his €50 million release clause. Coming to around £43 million, it would be a very good deal for United to make. He's similar to what we have in Mattihjs, but with added flexibility to be able to take the ball forward. Plus he'll be 26 when the new season starts, which is still a great age for an incoming player. In front of him, we have Bruno Fernandes. Talk on him has gone a little quiet, but he's still an option. This season in attacking midfield, he got 20 goals and 13 assists from 30 games, which is a ridiculous record. So maybe he's seen as a proper replacement for if Paul is to be sold this summer. Another midfielder we've had a link to is Sean Longstaff. I'll be straight up, I haven't seen him play much, but when he was playing before his injury, I remember Newcastle fans and the media rating him a lot. A hard-working young player who works mainly defensively and loves getting stuck into tackles. This rumour could have been made up by Sky or another source as it meets what United are looking for this summer, but he's another name to add to this team of reported midfielders, so he fills in that slot. At left wing, Daniel James, and this deal looks like it's almost certainly happening. The 21-year-old was mostly unknown to United fans before the transfer window, but after watching a couple of YouTube highlight videos, it's clear to see that the pace he offers would suit what Ole is trying to build. Left wing wasn't a position people said needed improving, but with Sanchez probably leaving and Rashford playing regularly as a striker, it now opens up a place for him to slot into. Also, for a reported £15 million, it's worth taking a risk on. On the right hand side, there hasn't really been a strong link to a player and higher profile players don't seem likely to join. Maybe a lower profile player will join that United have on their radar and we don't know yet. For that reason, I'm leaving this one up to you. Comment below a right winger who you want to see United sign and think we'd actually be able to pull off. Any suggestions that are commented below, I will respond and give my thoughts on too. Finally, at the top, recent reports have linked us to Moussa Dembele from Lyon. Apparently we've made a £35 million bid, which is fairly cheap in today's market when you're looking for a new striker. My only worry with him is if he'll be wanting first team football week in week out, because I don't know if he'll be able to get that. Rashford has been playing up top for Ole and I'm not sure I see him being dropped, unless he's moved to the left, which means dropping Martial. Either way, the last player in this transfer team will be Moussa Dembele at the top. So this is how the transfer team looks. but obviously we aren't going to complete all of these deals and some of these players won't be coming in. So another thing to debate in the comments could be who you think will actually join Manchester United out of all the players that are on screen right now. Plus, if there's any players who you think will join who aren't on this list, let me know who they are in the comments too. If you did enjoy the video, then please leave a like down below, it would be very much appreciated, and do not miss future videos. Subscribe to Route 1 today.